Good morning, Methods class. Welcome back to term 2. Hopefully you've had a restful break, and so let's get straight into it. Let's keep learning math. We're going to start this term off with trigonometric functions from Unit 4. So today's lesson is all review from Units 2 and 3, so it's all assumed knowledge, so hopefully none of the stuff we're doing today will scare you. We're starting off with Pythagoras' theorem, so throwback to year 9, when we were talking about a right angle triangle, has to be a right angle. You have three sides because a triangle has three sides. You have the hypotenuse called C and the other two sides are called A and B. And so you have Pythagoras' theorem, A squared plus B squared is C squared. And also throwback to year 9 when you learned about trig ratios. So you have a right angle triangle, again must be right angles. You have some sort of reference angle theta, and you have the hypotenuse, which is the side which is opposite the right angle, and then the side which is opposite that reference angle is called the opposite side, and then the remaining side, or if you swing door open, the side that the door hits is called the adjacent side. So H for hypotenuse, O for opposite, A for adjacent. So we remember SOHCAHTOA from year 9. So all that meant is sine of theta is opposite over hypotenuse. Cosine of theta is adjacent over hypotenuse. And tan of theta is opposite over adjacent. And then in year 10, we started looking at exact values for special angles, 30 degrees, 45 degrees, and 60 degrees. There's different ways of memorizing them. One way is a triangle. So you have the 45 degree triangle, 1 root 2, and then you have the 1 2 root 3 with a 60 degrees and 30 degrees triangle. So using these triangles, sine of 30 degrees opposite over hypotenuse gives us half. Sine of 45 opposite hypotenuse gives us 1 on root 2, or you might want to write it as root 2 on 2 by rationalizing the denominator. And then similarly, sine of 60 degrees, so opposite hypotenuse is root 3 on 2. Filling in the cosine and tan, so cos of 30 is root 3 on 2, cos of 45 degrees is 1 on root 2, cos of 60 degrees is 1/2, tan of 30 degrees is 1 on root 3. Using a triangle, tan is opposite over adjacent, tan of 45 gives me 1, and tan of 60 degrees is root 3 on 1, which is root 3. So example 1 combines SOHCAHTOA. Determine the exact value for x. So x is the little distance over here. We're trying to find that out. So we know that this angle 60 degrees and this angle here is 45 degrees. It's a right angle triangle, so immediately we can either use Pythagoras or SOHCAHTOA to make things work. Pythagoras won't help us because we don't know enough side length information. We only know one side, which is useless for us for Pythag. So all we need to use is SOHCAHTOA. So let's identify our sides. If you look at the 60 degrees, 10 is the opposite side. The trick here is if we can figure out this side here, which we can call side A, and if we can figure out also this longer side of the triangle, let's call that B, then x is just orange minus red, B minus A. So to work out A, we have using the 60 degree right angle triangle, that's opposite and that's adjacent. So we can use tan. So tan of theta is opposite over adjacent. So default formula. Adjacent. So tan of 60 degrees opposite is 10, adjacent is A. So A is 10 over tan of 60 degrees. Tan of 60 degrees is root 3. So A is 10 on root 3. If we work out the B, So B is the 45-degree right angle triangle. Again, opposite is tan and adjacent is the side B. So let's use tan of theta again, which is opposite over adjacent. So tan of 45 degrees. Make sure you write the degree symbol, otherwise it's assumed to be radians. Opposite is 10, adjacent is B, so B is 10 over tan 45 degrees. Tan of 45 degrees is 1, so B is 10. And so we can work out what x is. So therefore, x is B minus A, which is 10 minus 10 on root 3. Actually, we can rationalize the denominator, so that's 10 times root 3 times root 3. So that gives us 10 minus 10 root 3 on 3. If I'm subtracting fractions, I need to have the same denominator, so that's 30 minus 10 root 3 on 3. Or if you want to pull out a common factor of 10 on 3 minus root 3.